Hi everybody, how you doing? I just thought I'd pop on for a quick chat. I don't know how long I'm going to be on, maybe 5 minutes, 10 minutes, half an hour, who knows. But I'm trying to plan out what I'm going to be doing because I wanted to come to Oldham today. The plan was, this is what the plan was coming to Oldham today. I was going to be doing a video around Failsworth. So I've, I don't know if anyone remembers, those of you from Oldham area, but around Failsworth, years ago when the Roxy Cinema used to be up, there used to be a load of like beautiful, and I mean beautiful, buildings. And what happened was with the knocking down of the Roxy and the building of the Manchester M60, it basically they just flattened these gorgeous, and I mean beautiful buildings. And so one of the things that I wanted to do, my plan today was I was coming to Oldham, or going to Oldham, and I was going to go down to Failsworth and I was going to do this video and show you the before and the afters, as I usually do. The other thing that I wanted to do, I wanted to go over to the graveyard over in Shaw. Is it called Rotten and Crompton? Can't remember. But I wanted to go over there. My great-grandmother's buried in there, and there's some quite interesting graves. But, oh yeah, and that was it. And then I was supposed to be, and I'm drinking tequila. Yes, I know it's only 3:56, but I don't care. It's my weekend off, and I'm going to enjoy it. But, and I'm not going anywhere. No one's chatting. Why is no one chatting? I can see you all here. You don't have to. I was only coming on to like go on anyway. But listen, there's loads going on. So yeah, so the idea was I was going to come down, and then I rang Lou, my friend Lou from Lou's Life, because we were going to meet up for something to eat, probably have a walk around Oldham, see what's going on. Anyway, I rang her this morning, she answered the phone, and she went, "Sir, it's snowing." I went, "You're joking." But it's not snowing here in Barnsley. Like, I don't know if you can see that, but that's the forest that's in front of my house. So yeah, we've got no snow here in Barnsley. Oh, Lou, you there? Sylvia McDonald, I Sandra, good to hear from you. Captain Pinup, is it Captain Pinup? Hello, Sarah, hello. So, Lou, I was just explaining how I was going to come down this morning. We're supposed to be going for like something to eat and a walk around Oldham and whatever, but Captain Pinup, interesting. But yeah, it didn't work out. So this has left me with a dilemma, because now I need to find something to do in terms of a video. Like, not that that's difficult, but that was going to be my video for weekend. So I think tomorrow, providing it doesn't snow this morning in Chedderton. Well, you know what, Sylvia? That's what Lou was saying to me this morning. And up in Barnsley, there's nothing. But then I thought, if I drive down to bloody Oldham and it's crap, I didn't want to be stuck down there. What are you saying? Sorry for Sylvia, calling me Sandra. Oh, the fact that it's snowing. Are we talking to someone else called Sandra? So yeah, anyhow, so this is what I've decided to do tomorrow. So apparently we're not going to be getting any snow here tonight, which is good news, because tomorrow I've decided I'm going into Huddersfield. So we're fit and ill, but not deep. Really? Yeah, it's weird, isn't it? Because like my cousin lives up Shulver, off Rippenden Road, and like sometimes in the winter you just can't get out. I remember like this time last year I picked her up and brought her to my house in Barnsley, and I must have been off my mind because I'd only bought my car 2 days before and then took it out in snowstorms. But you cope with it, don't you? It's not that bad. I don't mind driving in snow at all. It's just the bloody traffic that comes with it, which gets on my wick. Anyhow, so in Huddersfield Town Centre, don't know if you're aware of this, everybody, but they've got a fabulous train station, and it's a grade 1 listed building, which is a pretty big deal. And honest to God, it's absolutely stunning. From the outside, it just looks like a beautiful temple. It's got all these pillars. It looks like something out of like an Oliver Twist film, you know, and you see all them old buildings. So the idea is, I'm thinking of driving into Huddersfield, but then my neighbour Adrian says, "Why don't you?" Do you think, Lou? My neighbour said, "Why don't you go in on train?" But I thought, what if like there's any problems on the line and stuff like that? So anyway, so then the other thing I was thinking was maybe instead of going into town centre, which actually at this time of year might be really difficult, there's a graveyard that I've been looking at for a while there with some really interesting histories. So I don't know, I might do that, but I haven't totally decided. And then earlier on, my neighbour Adrian, he asked me if I wanted to go over and watch the match with him and Michael. So I don't know, I might do that, but I'm not really into football. But I think is tonight's football like a big thing? I thought it was pretty much a big thing. But anyway, yeah, so what I was talking about on in Failsworth, so there was, I don't know if anybody remembers this, but do you remember, who remembers the Roxy? And when you was outside the Roxy, there was a set of shops that were on the corner of Hollands Road at the bottom. And I think one of them were called, we're not watching it for a change. It's against France. Oh, right. So it's not like from a trophy out like that. No, I think I'll skip it. I don't really fancy it. I'm not really a football fan. So that's it. So, I feel like I've come on. I remember the Roxy. I feel like I've come on the live and my brain's just seized up, honestly. I don't really have much to say. Other than I've been doing keto for a week now. So for those of you who don't know what keto is basically where you eliminate all, well, we probably not all actually, because you do get some, but you have like a little amount of carbs in your diet. And what it actually does is it stops your body burning off carbohydrate and your body switches to fat. So the idea is get more tequila. I'm going to have one in a minute, Lou. I've got loads here on my little board. So yeah, the idea is that your body switches over from carbs to fat. So then you're just burning fat for 24 hours a day. And the weird thing is you don't get any, like sometimes when it comes to dinner time, you go, I'm starving, I want something to eat. Like you say things like that. Are you Wonk Donk? How are you doing? Why are you called Wonk Donk? I always meant to ask, what's Wonk Donk? It sounds a bit wrong in some ways that you say. But yeah, anyhow, I'm sure you'll tell me what Wonk Donk means. It might not mean anything, but I like it. Anyway, what was I talking about? Yeah, so keto. What happens is if you cut down your carbohydrate and you eat fat basically, fat and vegetables and meats. So fat like cheese and cream. It rhymes with full name, lol. I'm good. Wonk Donk rhymes with the full name. Oh, here we go. One of those perverts are putting links on. Let me just try and block them as they come up. Can't be arsed with all that. Just give us a second, everybody. Delete. Hide. Sorry, everyone. There's a filthy pervert putting links. I'm gonna have to hide the user. I think that's what I do. Yeah, I think that might fix it. Yeah, right. Let me wake them bleeders. They send messages, like look at my hot picture, or and it's not on, is it really? I've got controls against that, but apparently they're coming through. The ghost on that grave was cool. Right. Listen to this story. So for those of you who don't know what we're talking about, 5 or 6 days ago, I went to Doncaster and I went to this graveyard. And I did a full video on it. And if I'm really honest, the full video was a bit boring, really. For me, when I look back on it, I just thought it's not one of the best. But I put it up anyway, because what I might find boring, some people might actually enjoy. So, hang on, let me just... Unwanted poet. Hide. Yes. So yeah, sorry everybody. I do apologise. It's just those messages. So yeah, I was walking around this cemetery in Doncaster, minding my own business. There was nobody in there. There was like the occasional fella that had walked through, and there was like, they were from Deployment, which is an employment agency. They do like all temporary workers and stuff, and they were walking round. Are they robots? Well, they're not any dirty bleeding links going on in my chat, that's for certain. They've been blocked, and the others will be blocked as well. Anyhow, so walking round, and there was some bit big on you spammers, yeah, exactly. There were some bits that I find graveyards very interesting anyway. I just love being in graveyards, and I really find the history interesting. But I would say that the video itself, I don't think was one of the best. But there you go. Anyhow, I was sat at home minding my own business, and when I was watching it back, I saw this face on the side of a gravestone. It looked like a fella. I'll tell you what it looked like. I don't know if you can see that. That's a picture of Eli Lee. You know, I'm obsessed with him. He was an Alderman. He had just a really good looking Alderman. He died like over 200 years ago. It's a bit of a weird fascination that I've got. That's my washing there with all my knickers on and everything. So I'll try and move that out of the way. But yeah. So as I was looking back, I saw. Hiya, Bexy. How are you doing? I saw this face on side, and I thought, what the hell? And I thought, you know what? I'll make a shot of that at some point and show it to people. And I was right tired, and I was cold as well because I've been out in rain and that. So I left it, and then Lou sent me a message, and it was she took a screen print of the face and circled it, and not even mentioned it to her. So I was freaked out. So that's when I decided then that I was going to put it out as a short. I'm doing all right, thanks, Bexy. I've got my tequila that I got. I was supping this on Lou's Life last week. So, oh shit, I've just spilled it now. Let's have a look. Wonk donk. It says you move around it. Yeah, it does. Anyhow, so yeah, when you walk past it, and if you go to the channel after this chat or whatever, if you're bored enough, you can go and have a look. And it's only like 30 seconds long, the clip. And you can clearly see a face. Some people also say you can see a face on the other side. I don't know. Anyway, let's have a look at these messages. Wonk donk. Yeah, it says you move around it and it glows. Eek. It is scary. It looks like that fella in that picture. Hi from Denton. Give a thumbs up, people. Oh, thanks, Patricia. Patricia, it's interesting, actually. My neighbours, Sue and Stu, they're from Denton. By chance, they live like next door, but one, I think. Yeah, next door but one. And they were telling me, I used to live in Denton myself, you know where Park is. I can't remember the name of the street now. But I keep meaning to go to Denton and do an history video because there's loads to shout about up there. You just like hearing me. What? Talking Nicholas J. Kane said, we just like hearing you, Sarah. That's why no one's chatting. Oh, right. Can I just have a swig of my tequila? Is that all right? Jesus, that's bitter. Anyway. Cheers. So, what else did I have to say? There's another graveyard in Oldham. Did I mention it before? So what I was going to say to Lou this morning, until she told me that it was snowing, and I thought, I'm not driving down to drive out snow. And it's not that I don't mind, but it's just like getting back and stuff, because it could be a nightmare on M60, M62, and then M1. Friggin' hell. So yeah, what was I saying? So my plan was this morning, I thought, we'll go around Oldham, but I thought I'll pick Lou up a bit early. If she wanted, she can come with me around graveyard in Royton. So it's the Royton and Crampton. I think it's the right. Hang on a minute. I think it's the Royton and Crampton cemetery that I was going to go to, and there's some interesting graves in there. I'll tell you about one of them because it's quite, no snow here yet. Not had any in a few years. Where are you, Bexy? I can't remember now. I think you did tell me. Hope it stays that way. Don't live in Australia, do you? I don't think it ever snows there, does it? Anyhow, Kieran doesn't like Tell him I'm bringing him a lemon then next time I come down. Oh, just outside Glasgow and it never snows. That's ridiculous. Every time I go to Glasgow, it's raining. Not that that means it should snow, but, it's prone to weather, isn't it? Anyhow, what was I saying? I've completely forgot. Yes, so my plan was to take Lou to this graveyard, and there's a grave in this graveyard, and my great-grandmother's buried in there, Charlotte. She hasn't got a stone, unfortunately, but I know where she's buried. And actually, one of the he spoke to me on Facebook. I don't think he spoke to me on here, but there's a fella. I'm right in Clyde, so it tends to keep. Oh, right, okay. In the Clyde, so it tends to keep the snow away. I got a message the other day. One of my, in fact, I'll show it you. My great grandmother was a Scotch Glaswegian. So was my great grandmother. Anyway, I got this picture sent me. That's her. Isn't she fabulous? She was called Euphemia Grant Stewart. And her daughter was called Annie Grant Stewart, and that's my great-grandmother. Anyway, she died really young. She died when she was like 45, 46. She's buried up in Grinnikers with her husband and a son and a few other people that are in there, I think. Great pick. Anyway, let me tell you about this grave. So, back over to Royton and Crampton graveyard. There's a grave in there among the many other stones that I want to do, and it's a gravedigger. The fellow were a gravedigger years and years ago in the cemetery. And I thought Scotland would be getting this. Well, exactly, Lou, but according to her Bexy, no. Let me tell you about this grave. So the grave is the grave of a fella who was a gravedigger in the cemetery. And he worked in there for years and years and years. And it actually says on his grave, he dropped dead, literally, while he was digging someone else's grave. And it's on his stone. So I never found it last time I went in, and I thought I'm definitely going to find that. I thought if me and Lou went, we could both have a good look around. And the other thing is as well, there are some quite prominent stones in there, so I know that there's going to be some good histories. I thought Scotland would get the snow first. Bexy, Lou's Life, the North tends to get it early. Oh wow, she has similar eyes. Yeah, she, her daughter is where all the looks come from in terms of the dark hair and the green eyes. I think my green eyes, they don't look green, but my eyes are green. They come from my great grandfather, I think, he was Irish. So yeah, from Belfast. So what else was I going to talk about? I feel like I've got you all on here like a false pretense. I had so much to say. So I think it's a case of what do people? Does anyone imagine falling to death in someone else's grave? I know that's what happened to him. Honest to God, that is what happened to him, and it's actually written on the gravestone. Oh, that's what I was saying. There's a fella who talks to me on Facebook, and he's a gravedigger in that cemetery himself, and I think other graves as well, other graveyards. And he was telling me that is there, and he was also saying he could if I went when he was there, which I probably wouldn't because I go on the weekends. That he would he'd show me around, and that's really nice, and I definitely wouldn't say no. But then the other thing for me when I go to graveyards, it's more about discovering. I like discovering, finding things for myself, and then researching them. Let's see what these messages are saying. So yeah, the other thing that I was going to say, everybody, if you fancy a tour around Huddersfield, because you see what we're thinking were, go there, park up, go to the train station, and there's a statue of Harold Macmillan outside. I think it was Harold Macmillan. Let me have a look at his picture. Prime Minister at UK 60s. It is Harold Macmillan, I know it is, but I need to check it now because I've got doubt in my mind. Macmillan, that's him, yeah. Former Prime Minister. Oh, we got a fancy title. Oh no, that's not him. It's the other one. What was it called? Prime Minister from Huddersfield. Let's have a look. Harold Wilson, that's it. I don't know why I thought Harold. Well, nearly got it right, didn't I? Yeah, Harold Wilson. Outside the train station, they've got a life-size, probably more than life-size actually, statue of him. So I wanted to have a look at all that, but then I wanted to go and have a look at all the beautiful buildings, and then possibly go to a graveyard after that to see if we can match the people up to the buildings, which is something that I really like to do. Bexy, talking of graveyards, I hope to film the Glasgow Necropolis. Pretty interesting place. Glasgow Necropolis. Just let me get my phone again, everybody. Glasgow Necropolis. I'll tell you who I've been speaking to infrequently, not like a conversation, just a couple of messages on chats and stuff. Grave visitations. And you need to have a look at his channel because, honest to God, it's absolutely fabulous. He does all over, but mainly around Ireland and stuff. And honestly, some of the graveyards that he goes to are absolutely amazing. Are you Dreadlocks girl? How are you doing? Mark, how are you coping in the cold? How am I coping? Mark, are you the fella who digs the graves in what's the jig? I'm pretty sure. Have I got you wrong? I might have got you confused. I'm sorry. Oh God, shit! I forgot what we're saying. What am I googling now? Glasgow Necropolis. The other thing about graves up in Scotland. Glasgow Necropolis. Jesus. Oh, I'm going to have to go to Glasgow, everybody. I'm going to have to go to Glasgow. Look at this. If I can get these pictures to work and gone. This is unbelievable. Let me just get picture images here. Look at this. Look at that, everybody. Look at this. Look at that. You know, I could actually go, oh, look at that. What else is there? Oh, look, they're all built on L. That's amazing, isn't it? Let's see what else there is. Oh, look. That is gorgeous. And look at that picture there in the fog. That's beautiful, that, isn't it? I'm going to have to go. The good thing for me, oh, look at that. That's really disgusting. What a dickhead. I hope that's been superimposed and actually sprayed on the grave, because whoever sprayed that on is disgusting. Wow, look at this as well. This is another one at gravestones. That's amazing. So I'm going to have to go to Glasgow then, Anna. But the good news is I can stay at our Amy's because she lives in Fenwick. Let me just, oh no, it's all right. Yeah, my cousin lives in Fenwick, so 1 second. Obviously, if her husband says it's okay, I'd like to go and stay there. Right, let's have a look at these things. Lou, do you want to go to... You said there I'd like to go see inside that Manchester church and the library. How about next Friday? Let let's get tram, park up at whatever tram stop, Failsworth, whatever. Let's get tram in town and have a day in Manchester. That'd be good, that, wouldn't it? If I get down early enough in the morning, I could do a load of filming. I've got a load of old pictures of Manchester as well. So as we're going about, I can do like a before and after, show everybody what it's like now as opposed to them. It's not changed that much, you know. Apart from, well, there's quite a few places, but like Piccadilly's changed. What used to have did you know Piccadilly Square used to have a mental asylum? I don't know if you can say mental asylum anymore. Apologies if I've offended anybody. I don't know the right terminology. Sanatorium, is that the right word? Bexy, incredible looking. It's bloody gorgeous, isn't it? I'm going. In fact, you know what? I'm going to go in the next few weeks because I've got Friday. Let me have a look on this diary here. I've got a few more Fridays off. I've got every Friday off up to Christmas at the moment. So I'm off next Friday, which is the 16th. It's coming around quick, isn't it? So I've got Manchester with Lou next week if she's up for it. And then 23rd, potentially I could drive up to Glasgow on the 22nd, do a video on 23rd and come back the same day. I think I might do that because I'm off the 22nd as well. I'll click on the link and say, Sarah's Graveyard sent you over. Oh, Bexy, I think they have fixed it now, but for the while you could see bones. What? What do you mean you could see bones? What, like just up lay up floor or like in an open coffin? That reminds me of when I went to that place in Bradford. I can't remember I can never remember what it's called. I'll remember in a minute, but there's a graveyard in Bradford that I go to, and it's absolutely fabulous. And it's got like Barron's family in there, which were really big in cotton in the Manchester area and Leeds, and loads of wool manufacturers over the years in Yorkshire, and it's fabulous. But yeah, sorry. In that graveyard, they've got loads of mausoleums, and in one of on my video, I actually put my phone up to put some light in, and you can see all the urns and stuff. And I didn't think that I should be looking at them, but I could see them, so I put them on the channel. And I've seen since that actually some people will go and film coffins and stuff, so I don't think it's a bad thing to do it. Bexy, I think they should have fit right. Okay, Lou's Life. Yeah, love to go there. Brilliant. Yeah, that would be good. Right, let's do that next Friday then, Lou. I'll get down for about 10. We'll be in town for about quarter to 11 or something. I'll have a couple of hours. And you know what we can do as well, what I'd like to? Let's go and get a big Brockfast sausage at the Manchester markets. I just won't have the bun. I love everything else but though. I have family buried in Glasgow Cathedral graveyard. Do you? How the hell are they buried in the cathedral with like quite notable people? Hi, Dave. Oh, Dave's my favourite. Dave is the reason, everybody, why I'm able. I don't even know if I've got it. I've got it here. This book is never far from me because it's one of my most treasured belongings. I've got some that come like, family artifacts and stuff, but this is Dave gave me this book, and this book I think was printed in 1902. I think it was, weren't it, Dave? Was it 1902? Let's have a look here. Doesn't have a date here, but it's fantastic. And if you look at it, it's very, very fragile, everybody. So I'm just trying to be very careful with it. If you look, Dave told me the story, but this book was only printed because certain people were giving money so it could be printed. And if you look down that list there, you might be able to see. In fact, let me see if I can see it. Yeah. 4th name down, everybody. Look who it is. Winston L.S. Churchill, Esquire, MP for Oldham. So for those of you that don't know, that is Winston Churchill, who started his parliamentary career in Oldham under the guidance of Robert Ascroft, who I've featured on the channel, or another person that I'm obsessed with. He's got a statue in Alexandra Park. But anyway, this book, everybody, has confirmed. So when I started out with the channel, I did all my research, as I do. I don't plagiarize. But that book, actually, it's so precious to me, honestly. But this book has confirmed a lot that I've found out for myself, and I've been like, my God, it's, you know, like, I am right. I mean, I knew I was right, but to have that confirmation. But this book is brilliant because it's Oldham's history from 1902, so it goes right back, and it's also got like fabulous photographs of people, like the Mayor of Oldham. He's buried in Chadderton Cemetery. He is. He lived up in Wearmouth with his wife, and most of them did. I could look in this book now, and I could tell you who these people were, where they lived, and what they did. And it was really interesting because I did a video a few months back of the church that's on Union Street, the old Methodist chapel. And that guy who I've just shown you, no, it weren't him. Was it him? It was Hanson anyway. Yeah, it was him. He was one of the beneficiaries of the church. The coffin had split and the stone was missing that covered it. I think they placed a new slab over it, a slab. God. Friday, yep, sounds like a plan. Dreadlocks girl. There used to be some good buildings in Oxford Street where the cinema and nightclubs were. What, in Manchester? Yeah. One of them, I used to go in, Rockworld. That was an old building. I don't think it's Rockworld anymore. I don't know what they're using them for now, but all the way down there, yeah, it's beautiful. And you've got the old cinema on the corner as well. And then at the top of that, you've got Manchester Library, which Lou wants to go in. We'll go in that library, Lou, definitely. And if you've not been, you would love to exchange shop called Elites. Sells, buys and trades all designer clothes. I've heard of that shop. I'll tell you what I was fascinated by. I watched Lou's video for Manchester Markets the other day, or the other night. And she walked past the corn exchange and she said, oh, look at that there. That's right, posh, isn't it? And I looked at it and I thought, it's the bleeding corn exchange, right? And honest to God, in the 90s, Lou, that's where, when I was a bit of a punky type. And I were. That's where I used to go for all my clothes. And I can remember one of my friends, Steve, who's got a punk band called Extinction of Mankind, he had this girlfriend for a while called Deanna, and she was a German. And she came over. She used to ride a motorbike. She was really cool. And she was absolutely stunning. She looked like Cindy Crawford, you know, that type. Dead slim, amazing figure. Honestly, she's a really beautiful woman. And I remember she went to the corn exchange with a friend of ours. I worked there. She went with a friend of ours, Carl, and she saw the, she had no inhibitions, and she saw these shorts that she wanted to try on. So like in the middle of the shop, she just literally dropped anchor. she didn't have any underwear on at all. I mean, this woman was like a model, right? Absolutely beautiful. And she just dropped her pants and tried these shorts on with absolutely no underwear. And Carl said, I didn't know where to look. I thought, I bet you bleeding do know where to look, and I bet you were looking. But there you go. She was great. I always wondered what happened to her. She was really good, honestly. Really nice woman. That book was written for you before you was born. You know what? I believe that. And if it wasn't for Dave, I wouldn't have sight of that book. And it's just beautiful, honestly. I just love it. And I take reference from it, by the way, everybody. It's why sometimes I can bring you photographs of people who, you know, you think, where are you getting those pictures from, Sarah? I get them from various places, to be honest. I've got a lot of material. But this book is my, if I had to get rid of all of my older books, right, and never look at them again, and I could just have one book, this is the book that I would keep. And I'm very, very grateful, Dave, for giving me that book. Thank you so much, especially since it's so close to his family as well, because one of his ancestors actually paid towards getting that book printed. So, and that's one of the copies that the writer gave him, I believe, unless I've got that wrong, Dave. Let's have a look. Lose life. Oh, why Winston? It's great when you have a theory, then you find evidence to back it up. Yeah, it is. It is. I mean, to be fair, it's not that difficult really, because if you do the research, the information is there. But like I said, just to have it confirmed, and again, like I've just said, some of the people that I featured, I didn't have pictures of them, and then all of a sudden it's like, oh my God, look who this is, and suddenly you've got a picture of that person where you never had it before. So there is that. I'm sorry that Eli isn't in there. I would have hoped that Eli Lees was in there. His son Charles Lees and his son's wife Sarah Lees, who was the first first female mayor, I think, in the UK, or mayoress, mayor. Yeah, she's in it, but not Eli. Anna, hey Sarah, hi love, how are you? How are you? Lose life, that's mad, that Sarah. Remember that little vid I did to you with looks like the roof was on fire, then yeah. Was that on the Corn Exchange then, Lou? I think it was ABC, then Odium and Rotters when I was last down there. I don't remember Rotters. Yeah, I don't remember Rotters. I need a tequila. So, I'm hoping, everybody, that tomorrow morning that there is no snow on the ground, and I could go to. Thinking I'm definitely going to go to a graveyard in Huddersfield, and if I can stomach it, I'm going to go out town. The only thing that I'm thinking, probably not going to town, is because it's Christmas shopping in it, and it'll be absolutely even. 1 second, I nearly did the line before the tequila then. Oh. I did a live the other night. I don't know if any of you saw it. We're upstairs in the back bedroom. I've got history in print from like the beginning of the last century, like the early 1900s. I think 1908 was the earliest one that I saw. I've got magazines upstairs which detail a running commentary as it's going along of the First World War and the Second World War. I've got newspaper. I've got a newspaper. Well, it's not mine. It's Simon's. There's a newspaper up there on the 12th of September 2001, just after the towers. We've got a newspaper upstairs that details the death of the Queen Mother from 2002. I need to go through it all and do a proper video and like research some of the people. In fact, you know what? I'm going to do that. I'll probably do that tomorrow night as well. Start pulling together some videos of the people in the articles and find out who they are, and if I can find out where they're buried. Dreadlocks gal, no, but I saw your wardrobe door open and the TV on. What was that about? Is that the video where I go into the bedroom and TV's turned on and wardrobe's open? There's something going on in my house. In fact, I'll tell you all now. So I've been saying since the day that I moved into this house that something's not right. And I would like to say that there definitely isn't anything, there's nothing malicious or macabre or whatever it happens to be. I don't even know if macabre's the right word for that, dark, But there isn't anything bad going on, but there is things going on. So there's been several things. Like, I do think the problem at the top of the stairs is probably an electrical problem, but like the light on the stairs doesn't work, but then sometimes it'll flick on and off if I've switched it on by accident. So I keep that turned off. But that freaked me out when I first moved in because I must have turned it on by accident and it didn't come on. And I'm in bed and about 2:00 in the morning, the light started flashing on and off and like the door was open and it woke me up and I was like, shit, that was the first night that I stayed here. There's been all sorts, and there was things going on. And then like one night I walked into the bedroom, the TV was turned on and the wardrobe door was open. and I knew that I'd not left the TV on or the wardrobe door open. But I would say there is a thing on my phone, on my previous phone, where you could, in fact, I can do it on this one. You connect to your TV and you can stream like YouTube. And I think that I can't guarantee it, but I think I may have sent the thing to that TV and turned it on. But that doesn't detail why the wardrobe door was open, because that wardrobe door is always locked because it's got this thing, you can't not lock it. So there was that. And then I actually said to the house one night, I went, you know what? I said, if you're going to carry on with all this stuff that's going, stuff that's happened that I forgot. But I thought, if you're going to carry on, doing these things, the next time that you start, I don't care if it's 2:00 in the morning, you're going live on YouTube and I'm going to film it as it's happening, because I'm not having it anymore. And then literally nothing for months. And I've lived in this house now. I moved in June 2021. So what we're in now, December. So I've lived here like well over, 18 months, something like that. And there's been nothing. However, just before I went to Italy, I was asleep in the bedroom again. And at the top of this, I don't know if I've told this story before, so if I have, I'm so sorry. But outside my bedroom door, and if you've looked at the videos that I've done on the house, you'll know what I'm talking about. You go up the stairs, there's like a landing bit, and then you step up and you go into the bathroom, or you step left and you go into my bedroom immediately, or you step up and go left and you go into the back room. But you've got like this square landing area. It's only tiny. Anyhow, I was in bed, and at 2:30 in the morning, or 2, whatever it were, I don't know, I heard this crash outside my bedroom door. So I jumped up, went out to look, opened the door, and there's some pictures that I'd had against the wall for a good 12 months. That had been there, because I keep meaning to hang them, and I just never get round to it because I'm just a waste of time. But so they're still there now, actually, at one of these days. I'll tell you why I've not hung them, because I need to do the decorating on the stairs. That's why. So they're just there waiting for me to get round to decorating. Anyway, these pictures were just crash bang, and I thought, that's weird. And Bobby was downstairs on the couch fast asleep. So Bobby wasn't the one who knocked him over, because if he had been, he'd have been outside the door screaming to come in. And even further, you know what your animals are like, so I'll give you the routine that Bobby does of an evening. I'll go upstairs tonight. Within about 4 or 5 minutes of me going upstairs, I'll hear him coming upstairs. And you know what? He's on couch and he's just staring. Oi! He's staring at the kitchen door. He does that all the time. Anyway, and then he'll come in my bedroom and he'll get on the bed, and then he'll lie there for about 10 or 15 minutes. Then he gets bored and he goes downstairs, and I don't see him then until the next morning. Bobby was downstairs when all this went on. So that's that, a long story for that. And I felt weirded out, but, I just thought, whatever, and just went back to sleep. And then while I was away, you see these curtains here? I've told this story before, I'm sure I have. These curtains are really thick, right? Can you see the lined? These curtains actually belong to the woman that had the house before me. I've not changed them because I like them, and I thought, well, I'm going to change them for the quality. I mean, real quality, and they're really heavy. And my mum said she was sat one night and she saw this on the curtain, just started doing that. The window were closed. Those are, honestly, they're really, really heavy curtains. So there was that. And then the night that I came back from Italy, she told me that she was in the bedroom and the lighting thing got like these rice paper lighting shades, and it had fallen off, and it's like this shape, so it wouldn't roll. And she said that it was on a chair at the side of the bed, and she was in bed and she heard it drop onto the floor and then roll, and when she put her head up and looked, it was in the middle of the room at the bottom of the thing. So I don't know. I think the house is haunted, to be perfectly honest with you. Oh, good. I saw your word. I think your house must be the national. It. I'd love to be at National Archive. Can you imagine? Can you imagine what you'd see there? But yeah, there's all sorts of stuff in my house. Honestly, I've got loads and loads of history. I feel like I'm burning up. I think it's that bloody tequila. Yeah, she showed me the vid, Sarah. Why are my cheeks so bloody red? It's that tequila, I think. So I might call it a day, everybody, because I've literally just talked at you now for like, 45 minutes, and I didn't even realise it was that long, and I don't even know what I get to talk about sometimes. I'm hoping that our Lou's going to do a live again soon, because it's funny. And if you're not subscribed to our Lou's channel, make sure you do it. Oh, thanks, Wong Dog. One of these days, not tonight, one of these days, I'm going to ask you what your name is, that it rhymes with that. Wonk. Just trying to think what that could rhyme with. I mean, it could literally be anything, couldn't it? Thank you, Bexy. I will enjoy the rest of my night. Thank you so much. So I think, everybody, you'd have to ask Lou. She needs to set that. I'll do it tonight. You want to do it tonight, Lou? Let me know. We can always jump on for an hour if you want. I only just realised it's only 4:40 now. I think I'm pissed already. Next time I'm ever in Oldham, we will do a grave visit. Okay, yeah, let me know next time you're in. We'll definitely do something. I'm boiling, everybody. Right. So I think I'm going to call it a day at that. Yeah, we'll have to see if Lou wants to jump on a live at some point. All she needs to do is let me know, and we can get that done. Exactly. Yeah, that's what we're thinking. And I work hard, didn't we, me? So, you call Michael? Okay. Okay, Michael. Right. I'm going to go, everybody. Thank you so much. Thanks, Lou. Thank you so much for staying while I bore you all to tears, everybody. It's been lovely to catch up with everybody. Hopefully, I'll get round to doing that video tomorrow, weather permitting. As I said, I did want to do an Oldham video today, very much so. It's well overdue, but just can't get round to it. It's just the weather won't permit to do. Yeah, I'm pissed. The weather won't permit me to do it. So anyway, I'm going to go and get some tea. And yeah, thank you very much for watching, everybody. And I'll see you all in tomorrow's video.